Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
What's happening, beautiful people? Do you know how you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are. Let me know how you're doing in the comments box below, guys. And if you like what you see, like, share, subscribe, and support us in delivering more great content. We start the broadcast today with a breaking news, guys. Bitcoin hits new all-time high one day before the crypto giant Coinbase gets listed on the Nasdaq. A few minutes ago, Bitcoin was trading at $62,700. Today, we have two articles that highlight the pros and the cons of this latest movement in the crypto sphere, and we will go over them shortly. But before that, please don't forget to absolutely smash that like, share, subscribe button down below. Is Bitcoin in a bubble again? Coming up. Right, guys, Bitcoin, the new favorite, hit the all-time high. Once again, a new all-time high today, guys. Over $62,700. What led to that? In the next article, Bitcoin hits a record before landmark Coinbase listing on the Nasdaq. That's correct, guys. The giant crypto exchange Coinbase will list on the Nasdaq tomorrow afternoon. Let's see, what are the pros and the cons? What some analysts think is going to happen with Bitcoin after the Coinbase listing. And then we're going to have a look at the second article, which is the opposite of the first one. So let's have a look. Bitcoin, guys, everyone's favorite, hit a record of $62,741 today, extending its 2021 rally to new highs a day before the listing of Coinbase shares in the United States. The largest U.S. cryptocurrency exchange listing on the Nasdaq on Wednesday is considered a landmark victory for cryptocurrency advocates. The world's biggest cryptocurrency, which has growing mainstream acceptance as an investment and means of payment, rose as much as 5% today. Smaller rival Ethereum also reached a record high of $2,205. Major firms including BNY Mellon, MasterCard, and Tesla are among those to have embraced or invested in cryptocurrencies this year. Bitcoin topped $60,000 early last month, fueled by Tesla's move to buy $1.5 billion of the digital currency for its balance sheet. For the past 2 weeks, it had traded in a tight range, waiting for a catalyst. And that catalyst, guys, came today. When Bitcoin markets create new highs and the price often range trades, and we witness a round of profit-taking, said James Butterfield of digital asset manager CoinShares. During this most recent period, have witnessed a similar profit-taking round, which now looks to have run its course. The multifold rise in cryptocurrencies is also driven by investors seeking high-yielding assets amid low interest rates. However, the meteoric rise of Bitcoin, which traded at a few $100s only 5 years earlier, had led major investment banks to warn of a speculative bubble. Several fund managers surveyed by Bank of America and Deutsche Bank have said the Bitcoin was in bubble territory and that they expect it to pull back sharply. Okay, this is the first article, guys, and if you think about it, it makes a bit of sense. Let's rewind a bit and see what fueled this monster rally of cryptocurrencies. The news, guys, okay? All the hype created and all the FOMO factor created around it. Yeah, we saw a few institutions accepting payments in Bitcoin. We saw a few institutions accepting Bitcoin, finally embracing Bitcoin and incorporating Bitcoin into their portfolios. However, is the price of Bitcoin really backed up by anything else more than news speculation and the fear of missing out? We're going to see about that. Now, I was telling you about a second article, guys, which kind of contradicts the first one. So let's have a look at that. The article comes from CNBC, guys. Okay, so the news is ETF investors say Coinbase listing will cause explosion in the crypto investing world. Now, when you say an explosion, guys, that could be two things. Yeah. Let's see what the article says. The pending Coinbase direct listing scheduled for Wednesday on the Nasdaq under the symbol COIN is exciting a broad base of the investment community outside the usual cryptocurrency crowd. Coinbase is going to blow people's minds, said Matt Hoogan, Chief Investment Officer at Bitwise Asset Management, which pioneered the first cryptocurrency index fund. I think it's going to force traditional finance to wrestle with the phenomenal growth that is taking place in the crypto world. But once again, guys, the question remains, why is this phenomenal growth happening? What is the tangible thing at the end of this phenomenal growth? Right? That is the question. It's not hard to understand why Coinbase is likely the biggest beneficiary of the cryptocurrency revival. It had 56 million verified users with $1.8 billion in revenues in the first quarter alone, and a value that could be anywhere from $50 billion to $100 billion. That is an extraordinary valuation for an exchange of any type. Yeah, by contrast, Intercontinental Exchange, which runs the New York Stock Exchange, guys, has a market cap of $65 billion, while Nasdaq has a market cap of $25 billion. So now you understand my concern and the question mark and the raised eyebrow. What is behind this growth? Yeah, this growth that is not really sustained by anything, just news speculation and the fear of missing out. Right, moving on with the article, that kind of valuation is getting the investment community and particularly exchange-traded fund investors very excited, supposedly. Biggest crypto pure play. Crypto assets have had the same problem that other hot commodities like pot or space have had in the past, a high degree of interest with a notable lack of investable assets. Coinbase, however, will go a long way towards solving that problem. Coinbase will be the biggest public pure-play cryptocurrency company, full stop, said Matt Kennedy, senior IPO market strategist at Renaissance Capital, which runs the Renaissance Capital IPO ETF. I expect every crypto ETF will want or need to own it at some point, and it is possible for our ETF to will be the first to own it. Sorry, guys, I got distracted. I'm working on multiple screens and I see a lot of pop-ups for some reason. Right. In the same story with Christian Magun of Amplify, who runs the Transformational Data Sharing ETF block, which focuses on blockchain technology. Being actively managed, we can buy it the moment it goes public, and we fully expect it to be in our portfolio, Magun said. Other tech ETFs, particularly Katie Wood's ARK FinTech Innovation ETF, as well as the Global X FinTech ETF, will also likely be buyers, and that is just the beginning. You will see many more ETF firms filing for crypto-type funds, Magun said. Because ownership of crypto by individuals and institutions is still fairly low, many believe the valuation of Coinbase will encourage more private entities to go public. I think we're going to see a gold rush for crypto equities as investors realize just how fast the picks and shovels companies of the crypto ecosystem are growing, Hogan stated. Michelle Bond, the former senior counsel at the Security and Exchange Commission, who is now the CEO of the Association for Digital Asset Markets, an association of firms in the digital market marketplace, said that Coinbase listing will break down headline barriers because this will have to be approved by a traditional financial regulator, ensuring transparency, integrity, and disclosure. And that is rightly said. Kudos, Michelle Bond. Okay, now, of course, this means more players are coming, including high-profile competitors. For example, Bucked Holdings, a digital asset marketplace owned by the Intercontinental Exchange, has entered into an agreement to combine with a SPAC VPC Impact Acquisition Holdings. And now the question, guys. Will the Security and Exchange Commission finally approve a Bitcoin ETF? While Bitcoin ETFs exist in the US, they do not directly own Bitcoin. They own portfolios of stocks deemed to have exposure to the blockchain technology. A Bitcoin ETF that owns Bitcoin is a long-awaited dream of crypto investors because it will greatly expand the class of potential owners. A Bitcoin ETF will provide an easy, simple, and efficient way to own Bitcoin, said Som Seif, who runs the Purpose Bitcoin ETF, which trades in Canada. Just like gold, the storage and custody of Bitcoin is unique. An ETF solves that problem. Also, it's like a stamp of approval. There's institutional backing to it. The gold ETF changed the world when it came out in 2004, and it made it easy to own gold as an asset class. Now, ladies, gentlemen, traders, an awful lot of information is provided in these two articles, and retail traders should be more aware of what these words mean before they get involved into any sort of investment into cryptocurrencies, which are known to be the riskiest asset class, the most volatile asset class, and the asset class with the lowest volatility, among all the other asset classes. So, great news, guys. Tomorrow we're going to have the listing of Coinbase on the Nasdaq exchange, guys, which is indeed a fantastic moment. Bitcoin has reached new record highs. Opinions are divided between analysts thinking the Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market has entered a bubble this year, and other crypto supporters that think this will be mind-blowing for everyone and it will open a new era for the crypto world. What's the truth behind it? No one knows, but we will see together. Stay tuned, guys. We're coming back live in a minute or so with the U.S. markets open and the headlines of the day. And I promise you want to hear these headlines.
Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX. Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Boom, and we're live. What's happening, beautiful people? Do you know where you can find a cow with no legs? Exactly where you left it. Good morning, America. Good afternoon, Europe. And welcome, everyone, to our live stream. Let me know how you're doing in the comments box below, guys. And please remember to absolutely like, share, subscribe every single time you get the chance, guys. It does help us a lot in delivering more great content. Right, let's see what's happening in the markets today, guys. We have a crazy busy day in the economic calendar with a lot of important announcements coming from the UK, Europe, and the United States. So far in the calendar, Chinese exports grew 30.6% year-on-year in March, while import growth surged to the highest levels in 4 years, jumping 38.1% year-over-year last month. UK gross domestic product grew just 0.4% in March, below the expected 0.6%, and still down 7.8% on the year, marking a slow recovery from the ravages of the COVID pandemic. And the economic sentiment in Germany came out below economists' predictions, guys, as Germany might be facing a new round of lockdowns due to the unstoppable COVID-19 vaccine. Let's see what else is happening in the markets today, 13th of April, 2021, guys. Breaking news once again. The United States recommends Johnson Johnson COVID-19 vaccine halt as 6 blood clots cases were discovered in 6 to 13 days after the shot, while Greece is preparing to welcome the vaccine starting next week. JPMorgan, Goldman Sachs, and Wells Fargo are the 3 big banks that will give the start of the earnings season tomorrow and announcing their revenues for the first time in 2021. Crude oil price finally edged higher today, helped by robust Chinese data, but it still remains shy ahead of the crude oil inventories tomorrow. And Bitcoin, guys, everyone's favorite, rallies again to new record highs, one day ahead of Coinbase listing on the Nasdaq. And Ethereum surges too. US markets open, coming up. Right, ladies, gentlemen, traders, I want to start this broadcast this afternoon with the breaking news, the second breaking news of the day. And the breaking news is United States calls for pause on Johnson Johnson vaccine after clotting cases. The news is coming from the New York Times, guys, and it was released a few minutes ago, a few hours ago. The Food and Drug Administration and the Center for Disease Control will stop using the vaccine at federal sites and urge states to do so as well while they investigate the safety issues. Very, very important what's happening, guys, as starting Monday next week, Greece is supposed to welcome the new Johnson Johnson vaccine and start vaccinating the population. Right, so federal health agencies today called for an immediate pause in use of Johnson Johnson single-dose COVID vaccine after 6 recipients in the United States developed a rare disorder involving blood clots within about 2 weeks of vaccination, officials briefed on the decision said. All 6 recipients were women between the ages of 18 and 46. One woman died and the second woman in Nebraska has been hospitalized in critical condition, the officials said. Nearly 7 million people in the United States have received the Johnson Johnson shot so far, and roughly 9 million more doses have been shipped out to the states, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Okay, and this is the tweet that we can see provided by the US FDA, guys. Today, FDA and CDC issued a statement regarding the Johnson Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. We are recommending a pause in the use of this vaccine out of an abundance of caution. While the move was framed as recommendation to health practitioners in the states, the federal government will pause administration of the vaccine at all federally run vaccination sites. Federal officials expect the state health officials will take that as a strong signal to do the same. Scientists from the Food and Drug Administration and CDC will jointly examine possible links between the vaccine and the disorder and determine whether the FDA should continue to authorize use of the vaccine for all adults or limit the authorization. An emergency meeting of the CDC's outside advisory committee has been scheduled for Wednesday, officials stated. The move could substantially complicate the nation's vaccination efforts at a time when many states are confronting a surge in new cases and seeking to address vaccine hesitancy. Regulators in Europe and elsewhere are concerned about a similar issue with another coronavirus vaccine developed by AstraZeneca and Oxford University researchers. That concern has driven up some resistance to all vaccines, even though the AstraZeneca version has not been approved for use in the United States. That's very nice, guys. Just give it to the Europeans. Most of the nation's vaccine supply comes from 2 other manufacturers, Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna, which together deliver more than 23 million doses a week of their 2-shot vaccines. There have been no significant safety concerns about either of these 2 vaccines. But while shipments from the Johnson Johnson vaccine have been more much more limited. The Biden administration had still been counting on using hundreds of thousands of doses every week. In addition to requiring only a single dose, the vaccine is easier to ship and store than the other two, which must be stored at extremely low temperatures. Right. Guys, it's very, very important what's happening. I was expecting personally some, side effects, but why only at AstraZeneca and Johnson Johnson? This is the question. And the other question is, if the U.S. calls for pause on Johnson Johnson vaccine after clotting cases, Greece is supposed to receive and start vaccinating the population early on Monday next week, guys. Will that still continue? Will Europe be the one that suffers the most once again? God knows, and God help us all. I'm coming back live in 30 seconds with the U.S. markets open.
Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, ladies, gentlemen, traders. Good afternoon once again and welcome to our live stream. Let's not forget that tomorrow, guys, we're going to have JPMorgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Goldman Sachs opening the earnings season for the first quarter of 2021. We're going to have Thursday, another busy day. We're going to have Bank of America, Pepsi, and Citigroup announcing their earning figures, the first quarter figures for 2021. And on Friday, guys, we're going to have Morgan Stanley, the Bank of New York Mellon, also announcing their revenues for the first time this year. Now, let's have a quick look and see what are the top 5 things to know in the markets today, guys. Grab breaks SPAC record. Grab, the Southeast Asian ride-hailing food delivery company that bested Uber in one of the world's biggest growth markets, is set to go public via the biggest ever deal involving a special purpose acquisition company, or a SPAC, which is basically a shelf company. Grab will merge with Altimeter Growth Capital at a valuation of about $40 billion US dollars, receiving $4.5 billion through the so-called PIPE mechanism, private instrument in public equity. This being said, the AGC rose 7.5% in pre-market trading. Number 2 on the board, guys. In about 5 minutes from now, we're going to have the CPI data coming from the United States. The rate of inflation is set to breach the Federal Reserve's medium-term target for the first time since the pandemic began, with the U.S. consumer price data for March released in exactly 5 minutes from now. The headline CPI is expected to rise 2.5% from the 1.7% in February, as the collapse in oil prices a year ago starts to exert an influence on the year-on-year data. The core CPI, which excludes food and energy prices, is set to accelerate to 1.5% from the 1.3% that it has right now. The Federal Reserve has warned repeatedly against reading too much into what will be an inevitable spike in annual rates due to basis effects. Interventions due from 12 p.m. onward. We're going to have Fed's Mary Daly, Patrick Harker, Esther George, and Raphael Bostic will likely repeat such messages. Number 3 on the board, guys, the U.S. stocks edge higher as the VIX, the volatility index, hits 14 months low. The U.S. stock markets continue to trade in subdued fashion as they await the start of the first quarter earnings season tomorrow. Dow Jones futures were up 70 points or 0.2%, while the S&P 500 was up a bit less, and Nasdaq 100 futures were also up 0.1%. The S&P VIX futures Wall Street fear gauge fell to their lowest since February last year at 1792. Stocks likely to be in focus later on today include Nvidia and Intel, as the market continues to digest the news of Nvidia's move into making its own data center processors and its new partnership with Amazon. Number 4 on the board, CDC head urges Michigan shutdown. Guys, the COVID pandemic is far from over. Rochelle Walensky, the head of Center for Disease Control and Prevention, urged the Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmer, to reintroduce lockdown restrictions to bring the latest surge in COVID-19 cases under control. Whitmer has pressured the federal government in recent days to accelerate the delivery of vaccines in her state, but Walensky argued on Monday that even that wouldn't be enough to flatten an infection curve that is rising sharply as people enjoy their newly regained freedom to mix. Michigan's infection rate is now back at its high of last winter. The U.S. infection rate measures on a 7-day moving average has risen some 27% from its low point a month ago as states across the country have relaxed restrictions. That's despite the fact that the U.S. Vaccination program is also picking up speed with a record 4.6 million people getting a shot on Saturday. And the last but not the least, guys, crude oil is trading higher ahead of OPEC report, and the API data is due. Crude oil futures nudged back above the $60 a barrel against the backdrop of geopolitical rumblings ahead of 2 key updates on the state of the market later in the day. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries will release its monthly report on the oil market, while the American Petroleum Institute will publish its weekly assessment of the U.S. crude and fuel inventories tomorrow. Right, guys, what is happening is dead serious. The COVID pandemic is far from over. Germany was announcing a new lockdown measure to prevent the COVID-19 pandemic from spreading further and causing even more deaths. We can see some states in the U.S. are facing difficulties as well. And Greece, guys, is supposed to start vaccinating the population with the Johnson Johnson vaccine on Monday, which Johnson Johnson vaccine was indicated to be halted in the United States by the federal government. Right, unbelievable what's going on. We're coming back live in 30 seconds with the charts of the day and the signals of the day. Stay tuned.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
Right, and we're back, beautiful people. Let's have a quick look at the charts of the day. Now we're going to have a look at the CAC 40 and its performance throughout the European trading session today. This is what we're looking at, guys. Yeah, so nothing is really happening for the CAC 40. It has been running flat for the last 2 or 3 trading sessions. Okay, we saw it pushing a bit lower today on the European trading session. Yeah, all the way down to 6155.12. And it started recovering since. Probably it's going to close the day somewhere around these levels. Nothing serious, nothing significant has happened with the CAC 40 in the last few days. Now, looking at the DAX 30, guys, which had a very, very similar performance to the CAC 40. Bear with me for just a second. Let me see what is happening with the charts. Okay, it's either from my side, might be the internet connection, guys. Bear with me for just a second. Right, okay, it doesn't want to work, so we're going to move on. Crude oil WTI futures on a 60-minute chart, $60.21, guys. We can see the candlesticks finally settling above that 200 moving average, which kept the oil price below the $60 mark till yesterday. Okay, yesterday we saw a bit of a rally that continued today. Okay, so from here on, probably we're going to see crude oil WTI trading a bit higher, and traders will set their take profit levels, the first take profit targets, somewhere around the 61.89 level. That's the most recent previous high. The euro, guys, had an interesting performance today. 118.95 for the euro US dollar. Okay, we can see the euro entering a ranging market, and very, very little movement to the upside. Okay, we saw it pushing lower throughout the Asian trading session. We saw it trying to push a bit higher during the European trading session, but it gave up eventually. We're looking at the RSI at the bottom of the chart, not being able to make it all the way through the overbought levels. So with the RSI turning around from the 50% mark, usually I'm tempted to say we're looking at more of a downtrend than an uptrend for the euro based on this technical analysis. But let's see what's going to happen after the US markets open. We see the pound getting rejected by that 200 moving average after it traded a bit higher on the European trading session today. For the last 3 hours, it started trading lower. Still, that 200 moving average gives a lot of pressure to the pound, and it's preventing the price to move to the upside. 137.22 for the cable this afternoon, with the RSI just like the euro somewhere in between overbought and oversold levels. Okay, that's going to make it difficult to try and predict what's happening on a time frame like this. USD JPY, on the other hand, started the day to the downside. It started recovering about 3 hours ago. Okay, very, very undecided, the US dollar. However, it's still trading below that 200 moving average. We saw rejection happening this morning, okay, from that 200 moving average. 109.42 for the USD JPY. Let's see what's going to happen as we get closer to the US markets open. Okay, probably we're going to see a bit of movement. And in the economic calendar, guys, we saw wow, there we go. Yeah, the CPI numbers, the consumer price index, month over month and year over year, they all came out in green, guys, above what consensus was expecting. So this being said, we should see a bit of movement from the US dollar, a bit of a kick should be happening now. Right, moving on to the Aussie dollar, guys, which has been very, very choppy, just like crude oil. If you look at it, yeah, there is a similarity. This is how crude oil looks like, and this is how the Aussie dollar looks like. 0.7607 this afternoon. Choppy trading session with the RSI pointing upwards. However, the price is well subdued by this 200 moving average that is preventing it from going higher. Let's see what's going to happen. The Aussie dollar has been ranging, guys, started ranging on the 23rd of March, okay? So over 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Let's see what's going to happen. USD CAD, 126.13 for the US dollar. Very good performance for the USD CAD pair, which most times moves in the same direction with crude oil WTI. Okay, not the same number of points, though. Do not understand me wrong. Okay, RSI is turning around. We see a red candlestick opening right now. We should see a bit of a correction after such a rally, a 5-hour rally that happened. Okay, so do not be surprised if you're going to see the USD CAD trading a bit lower, at least until the US markets open. Now, the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, guys, closed the day in green yesterday, again at record highs, 33745.86 for the Dow Jones and 4,129.03 for the S&P 500. Let's see if they're going to open the day on the positive side again. Again, big gap remained open, okay, both on the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, guys, and experience tells me that most times the gaps will be closed, so we might see a bit of a pullback from the stock markets. Let's see if it's going to happen today or not. Moving on, we're looking at the US dollar index, guys, which started ranging in the last few trading sessions. However, the price is well subdued by that 200 MA, implying a potential continuation of the downtrend. Okay, we see the RSI not making it into the overbought levels for quite some time now. And if anything, it's turning around as we speak, pointing downward. 92.19 for the US dollar index this afternoon. Looking at gold futures, guys, on a 60-minute chart, 1,733.95 for gold. After we see that rally that happened in the last 2 hours with the RSI pointing upwards, but still in the around the 50% mark. Okay, so we cannot be too sure. We see a rejection from that 50 and the 200 MA in gold. Let's see what's going to happen. There is more potential to the downside, I'm tempted to say, for gold than to the upside. But let's see how the US stock markets will open in 1 hour from now, and let's see what the US dollar index will do after the open. Now, Bitcoin, guys, everyone's favorite, is currently trading at $62,868 on the dot. Tremendous rally, 1 day ahead of Coinbase listing on the Nasdaq. Okay, some analysts claim the Bitcoin is in a bit of a bubble and the entire crypto market is in a bit of a bubble. Others say this is just the beginning. No one knows what's going to happen. We might see Bitcoin reaching the 100,000 mark pretty soon, or we might see Bitcoin coming down to $20,000. Okay, once again. Ethereum, the same can be said about Ethereum. New record highs, new all-time highs for Ethereum, $2,219.54 for Ethereum, guys. Again, good rally during the day today. A bit of a correction might happen now, as many traders will take some profits, okay, and that might cause a bit of a meltdown in the price. However, the sentiment remains to the upside, at least for now. Let's see what's going to happen during the U.S. trading session overnight and tomorrow, guys, once Coinbase gets listed on the exchanges. Quick look at some trading signals provided by investing.com. We're looking at strong buy and buy indications on all 4 timeframes for the euro this afternoon. The pound entered the strong buy indication on a 5-minute chart, with the daily remaining a strong sell. Mixed signals so far ahead of the U.S. markets open. USD JPY, USD CHF both indicate a bit of a sell happening. Strong sell on a 5-minute chart, strong sell on a 15-minute chart. Right, the euro, we get a clear indication on the euro versus the pound, guys. Strong buy recommendations on all 4 time frames. Okay, and as we get towards the bottom of the chart, the only strong recommendations that we see is the pound versus the CHF, which currently has 3 strong sell and a sell. Yeah, so all red across the charts. Right. Quick look at commodities, guys. Let's see what's expected to happen with gold, silver, copper, crude oil, WTI, and Brent oil, and all that good stuff. Right, gold, silver, copper, crude oil, WTI, and Brent oil, they all have 4 strong buy, 3 and 4 strong buy indications, yeah, on all 4 time frames. So they're all expected to trade a bit higher today, at least as we get closer to the U.S. markets open. Natural gas indicates 2 strong buy again, and U.S. wheat, guys, is pulling back a bit with 2 strong sell indications, but with the daily remaining a strong buy. Right, quick look at stocks, guys. Let's see what's good to buy and good to sell in the markets today. I'm going to look at the Wall Street stocks, okay, as Europe will close fairly soon. Okay, and stock traders know by now they need at least 3, 4, 5 hours. So we're looking at ExxonMobil with 4 strong sell indications pre-markets open today. We're looking at Microsoft with a strong sell indication on a 5-minute chart. We're looking at Procter & Gamble with 4 strong buy, guys. IBM, 3 strong buy recommendations, and Johnson Johnson, guys, even though it says a strong buy now, okay, the news that Johnson Johnson vaccine will be halted in the United States is enough reason for concern. So I don't know. I would wait for the U.S. markets open before I get involved into trading Johnson Johnson. Right, General Electric indicates 4 strong buy today, pre-markets open. JPMorgan, just a strong sell 1 day ahead of the earnings report. Okay, so we might see trading a bit lower today and coming back down, coming back up tomorrow. Okay, Cisco, strong sell on 3 out of the 4 time frames. Citigroup, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, guys, they all indicate 4 strong buy recommendations. And Alphabet, guys, ex-Google, is also expected to strengthen a bit. Okay, at least from the investing.com side of things. Now, this is it from my side today, guys. Remember, a lot of things are happening in the markets today. A lot of things will happen in the markets tomorrow. Okay, and there's one thing you got to do, which is remember to trade responsibly, and may all your trades be in the money.